What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and check it out. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy wave of Marvel Legends, and literally the only two from the set that I desperately wanted. I happened to walk into a Walmart today, and I found Sam Alexander's version of Nova and freaking Darkhawk. Now, let me tell you a little bit. Nova, Sam Alexander Nova is not one that I ever thought I'd get. As many of you that follow the channel know, I am a massive Rich Rider fan, and it was a little challenging for me to watch Sam take the mantle when there was no, it wasn't necessary for there to be a mantle. He could have existed on his own in the universe, but I digress. Um, I've come around a lot on him, and I will be completely fair and honest. It is 100% because I started giving him a chance, and when I knowing that Rich Rider's coming back. Darkhawk, I kind of shared this story previously. Darkhawk is literally the first comic book I ever purchased. Now, he shares a figure in this wave with Vance Astro, who is kind of like an original Guardian of the Galaxy and gets left out of everything. And yes, he basically has Captain America's shield. I think he's from like the year 3000 or something, because they did like a Guardians 3000 run. So I don't know if that, I don't remember if that's the reason why he has the shield, but you guys are always quick to correct me. So this also comes with Drax, Yondu, Angela, and Star-Lord. I already have Star-Lord, the first Star-Lord legend they did, and the first Drax legend they did. I have zero interest in Yondu. I don't like this version of Yondu. Or Vance Astro. I'm not really interested in him. And Angela, I probably would have gotten Angela, but I'm honestly moving away from the figures. I'm at a point where I only want to collect the premium stuff and pops. Like that's kind of like my only motivation for collecting right now. And it sucks, but like I'll get specific legends. I'm just not gonna get them all anymore. There was a point where I was getting basically every legend because I do love the Legends line, but I'm tired of Hasbro's distribution. They do a terrible job in distribution, and I don't even think I've seen. There are some of the Marvel Legends that I don't even think I've ever seen in store. Um, so I digress. And it's constantly like figures from way back that are kind of clogging the shelves. Now, one thing I'm going to say, you do build a figure, and you can build Titus, who actually pops up in Sam Alexander's Nova run. And I'm actually going to be honest, they nailed it with Sam, even though his head is a little loose. He looks fantastic. So there he is. Titus, I want to say, is also hunting for helmets. It's been a while since I read it. And there's this little Nova guy. I don't remember what this is, to be completely honest with you. But it's a little accessory that comes with it. So, one thing I will say, and this can typically be a big problem for Legends, for the Marvel run. This is how he stands. He stands slanted. And that sucks. Like, literally, you cannot push his feet forward anymore without breaking him. So in order to stand him, he's going to have to look like he's constipated. So as awesome as he looks, as an actual figure, poor job. I don't, and I guess it's kind of another thing that drives me a little nuts about the Marvel Legend figures. This is not uncommon. It's not uncommon for these figures to come out and have to stand like they're idiots in order to actually stand. There's no base to actually keep them standing up. I know that there are like third-party things that you can get, but I don't think you should have to buy something that's third-party in order just to simply get the figure to stand. Now, I understand that their number one audience when it comes to these figures is not collectors like me. These are meant to be toys. But even children like to stand their toys up sometimes. So I know that from not being a parent, but from being a child at some point in my life. So this is, I would actually say that this is like a dream come true to actually have a Darkhawk figure, but it's not, because this is not his first action figure, surprisingly. He did have one in the Marvel Universe 3 3/4 inch line, which I've also abandoned, and that one I had like virtually every single one of them, but I'm not buying them at like $13 a pop. I just can't do it. They're overpriced at that point, and I feel like the quality has suffered. I'm not a big Hasbro fan, to be completely honest with you. And they're based right here in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, I believe. I've seen signs for Hasbro in Western Mass and in Rhode Island. So I don't think they listen to their fans, number one. And when they do, it's entirely too late. And I think that they package like way too many, like they do way too many repaints. And I guess I get it, like it's cheaper for them, but that's how like all these characters end up flocking the shelves. Now, for every Nova, Sam Alexander Nova that they make, there is apparently a Darkhawk, because Darkhawk's feet, before I've actually stood him. All right, they're not perfect. They're kind of. Hold on a second. I will. Let's move Sam over to here. Let's take Titus out of the way and let him back up so you can actually see his feet. Now he will sort of stand on his own, but his feet are not even. They're kind of wobbly. Now I'm also going to put Titus's head on. In a way, I'm kind of glad that... now, all right, let me take a step back. In a way, I'm kind of glad that I have the body and the head, because it's awkward. Like, for Thanos Build-A-Figure, I have everything but, like, one leg. So I'm glad that I at least have the head and the body, because there's another Build-A-Figure that I have, like basically everything but the torso, and it just sits there. But I digress. So we're going to just leave Titus here. You can kind of see with his feet, they're not like flat. Like when he stands, they're not even. And maybe there's a way to do that. But when you do, like, I don't know how you proportionately... So basically you have to lean him against something too, which is unfortunate. But man, what an awesome figure. Darkhawk has such an amazing like look to him. And when they did War of Kings and Realm of Kings, like they did try to kind of bring him back a little bit. And gave him like a short run where there was like another Darkhawk amulet out there, and they kind of explained the whole amulet thing, where there's talons, I believe, or they were raptors, and I think the other raptor was named Talon. I don't know. Basically, the other one killed Lalandra of the Shi'ar, and everybody thought it was Darkhawk, so he was wanted for murder, and it started basically a huge war. Gladiator had to take over as the leader of the Shi'ar, and they were kind of at war with the Inhumans, or I should say the Kree, and the Inhumans were kind of leading the Kree. So that is a very interesting story. I love War of Kings, so I'm such an advocate for War of Kings and Realm of Kings. Well, not as much War of Kings is way more interesting, but I'm a huge Cosmic fan in general. So these figures are. I love the way they look. Like, as far as the way they look, they're perfection. Like, you cannot make an action figure look better and closer to how they look in the comics than they did here. Like, as far as the actual aesthetics and the look, there is nothing cheap about them. This body is pure plastic and hollow. So when you do make Titus, it is going to be slightly cheap feeling, but you know, what can you do? I'm very disappointed in the fact that Sam cannot. There's like literally no possible way as a collector you can get Sam to stand upright on his own. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I can't. You basically have to lean him against something. So, I can say that they are fantastic looking figures. They do definitely at least have that going for them, and for that I'm pretty happy. But overall, as far as posability, so I mean, as far as how they look, I'm gonna give them, I would say, a 10 out of 10. Like, honestly, if I'm being honest, they are 10 out of 10 looking, which is why I love the Legends line so much. They always look great. As far as posability and standability, I mean, Nova's like a 3 out of 10, and Darkhawk is like a 6 out of 10. And I actually got these at Walmart, so they were $19 each, which makes it a little bit better. So, I mean, not much. I mean, $20 for these, I think, is reasonably fair. It's just the price increase on the 3 3/4 inch is just ridiculous. So I will be here all day. This is my second Darkhawk video in 24 hours, and guess what? He's going to be mentioned in a third, which is kind of crazy. But looks like his visor might have, like, I mean, if you look at it here, I don't know if that's, oh well, you can't even actually see that, but if you look at it right there, it looks like it might light up a little bit. So, I mean, they're gorgeous figures. I mean, that goes without saying. Ugh, what is that on his... They've got like a product code on his actual leg. I don't know if you guys can really see that in focus, but that is terrible. Like, they should have found a way to, like, not do that. So we're gonna put Darkhawk like this. We're gonna put Titus like this, and we are going to put Nova like this. So Chris Powell and Rich Rider are actually pretty good friends. They were in... What were they in together? They were in the New Warriors at some point, I think. But they know each other. So would have made more sense to have Darkhawk and Rich Rider. But for whatever reason, they still represent Chris Powell as being more... a little bit older than Sam Alexander, but not quite as old as Rich Rider. But I digress. This video is getting a little long. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see ya.